Reps with Nate this year versus splitting them last year, and what has that meant to you?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I've gotten a lot more reps with Nate. I mean, pretty much every time I go in, it's with Nate, throwing him, and I think that just makes a big difference because just the timing and the chemistry of the whole offense is focusing more on one guy. And I think that's really going to help us out this year.
Is there a sense of, especially for you, you've had such talent around you, now it's your turn.
Yeah.
Is there that feeling for you?
There's a feeling of just, I've always said this in all my interviews, there's a standard wide receiver room, and, even though I got maybe 12 to 20 plays a game last year, I went in with the same attitude I'm going in this year. I'm going to play every single play 100%. I'm going to play how I play. I'm not going to try to be Cody Latimer or Cody Hughes and how they play with their routes and their style. I'm just going to be me and play me and go hard 100% of the time, every single play, and then the outcome is going to be the outcome. I don't think I feel any weight on my shoulders or anything. I've been around those guys, played with those guys for 3 years now, so I think I'm just ready to do what I've been doing for more plays this year.
You look much at Indiana State. What do you know about them taking last year?
Yeah, we've watched a good amount of Indiana State. We've been watching them on our own with our iPads and stuff, and they're definitely a physical team. Just because they're Division I AA doesn't mean anything to us. We watched them play Purdue last year, and almost hold Purdue. I don't even know. They almost beat Purdue, and they held them to, and they had a bunch of goal line stops on them. We watched that, and then against us, they made a lot of good stops. And then 2 years ago, they played great on defense. So definitely a team that we gotta definitely respect.
You mentioned the iPads. How is that going? How's that different than what it's been in the past? Obviously, you didn't have it.
Right. It's just a lot more convenient.
Thanks so much. Good luck Saturday.
If you have a break in between classes, you can sit there and just watch the tape because it's connected to Wi-Fi, and instead of coming into the stadium, coach can just tell you to watch this and that, and then you can just do it at your house while you're laying down or something. So it's more convenient, and I think that'll make a lot more guys that want to watch extra film.
And do you feel more prepared because of it too? Because you always have that at your fingertips.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. I could sit there and watch, the corner who's going to guard me, all night before I go to bed or things like that. And that's definitely watching more film is what's going to make you more prepared. And that's definitely what those bring to the table.
Nick, if there's anything during your time at Indiana football, or Indiana football is known for, it is the up-tempo offense, the no huddle going on that. Can you sense during the course of a game when that maybe starts to get to an opponent where they're really on their heels, and you can say, boy, they're just really having trouble adjusting to the way we play?
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially when we get on a roll and we get in rhythm, we start going fast. And I think it's really tough for defenses because, during camp, you go against your own offense. We go, ones versus ones. So the whole camp, most teams don't have tempo offenses. So they're going against huddle teams or slow-paced teams. So it's just unusual to see, especially in the Big Ten, a team like us that goes so fast. So I definitely, I can see it with corners. I can see it with the D linemen. It definitely gets people. I think Coach Wilson does a great job of putting that offense in because it definitely is a weapon.
I guess Coach Johns has talked about. I guess you do have varying speeds, but he said you guys become so used to that up tempo. If you do something else, it's almost hard for you guys to play at a different pace. That becomes awkward.
Yeah, definitely. When the defense was first putting in their stuff, and fall, we went slow just to so they could put their stuff in and get adjusted and stuff. And it was kind of awkward for us really. We're getting back to the line super fast, and all of a sudden you have to sit there and you're like, okay, and then you almost kind of get used to it. But it's definitely a little awkward when we don't go super fast like we're used to.
And you guys really do sound like you guys really do love to play fast like that. And actually, it's been everyone looks at the passing, but it seems to me like Indiana runs well out of that too. I guess maybe hoping that the defense will line up improperly.
Yeah, definitely. That's just, like I said, it's just a huge weapon. Just having these super fast play calls, run calls, pass calls, it's just, it's definitely difficult. And I'd hate to be a defensive player going against an offense that goes that fast.
A picture of that skeleton.
Yeah, sure.
Fantastic.